Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with the 5 greatest Bruckner recordings. I asked my friends there to pay a special visit just for this video. These are all great Bruckner recordings, though not terrible ones. And oh my goodness, there are quite a few now. Bruckner's ever so popular. Although he's mostly played rather badly. He's popular because he's easy to conduct and he fills up a whole program, and musicians are lazy, and that's what happens. You get Bruckner. I mean, sometimes you get great Bruckner if you're not lazy, but to do that requires rehearsal. Lots of rehearsal. And orchestral musicians, aside from brass players, generally detest rehearsing Bruckner because the string parts are nothing but acres of tremolo. You're going for an hour and a half, which is extremely tiring and unrewarding. And the woodwinds, well, they very seldom have anything much to do. The timpanist can read a magazine for most of the performance, occasionally waking up on cue if necessary. And the brass have all the fun. And I don't blame them for having fun, but that's the way it is. Anyway, here are the 5 greatest Bruckner recordings. And the only criterion I would insist upon in doing your list is that you must include one work, which is not a symphony. Because there's really a lot of other stuff he wrote. Actually, there's tons of stuff before he actually wrote symphonies. Like dozens and dozens of pieces, mostly liturgical works. And, once he got going with symphonies, well, that's basically what he did. But there are a few others. And so you could include a mass or a choral work or something. That's what I did. And I think it'll work out just fine. I really do. So let's start. Symphony number 5. Wolfgang Sawallisch on Orfeo with the Bavarian State Symphony or whatever one it is from Bavaria. The 5th, as I've said many times, is the most Bruckner-y of all the Bruckner symphonies. It only exists in one version. It didn't get endlessly revised. Bruckner never heard the piece in concert the way he wrote it, for sure. It was diddled and daddled and messed up by his well-meaning amanuensuises, or whatever they were called. But it is an extraordinary piece of music. Jochum, I think, described it best. He said, well, nothing happens till the last 5 minutes, and it's 75 minutes long. So the key is keeping everything that happens before something happens interesting, making us want to wait until the last 5 minutes. And Savallisch does just that. It's just a glorious performance, totally natural, awesomely cosmic, wonderfully contrasted. Oh, it's just fabulous. So there's that one. Then we've got Symphony number 7, Eugen Jochum with the Staatskapelle Dresden. It has just the most gorgeous adagio anybody ever did. It's so beautiful and spiritual and fantastically cosmic. It's just amazing. And the Staatskapelle Dresden is, of course, one of the great German orchestras and one of the great Bruckner orchestras, and they have a wonderful unblended sonority. They can blend when they want to, but basically they have a lot of character in each section of the orchestra, which makes the piece sound so much more interesting and highly contrasted than it can when it, in some performances it all just sort of glops together. And the problem with the 7th, of course, is that it begins with basically two slow movements, 2 really big long ones, and then it has 2 quick ones after the adagio. And so it can sound quite unbalanced. And for some reason, this performance doesn't. How and why it works, it is a mystery. But some conductors make it work, and lots of others don't. So the Jochum Bruckner 7 is just gorgeous. Oh, my God. Symphony number 6, sort of the stepchild of the mature Bruckner symphonies, because it's not terribly long. It's less than an hour normally. And I just think it's wonderfully fun to listen to. It has great tunes. It really does. And Klemperer's recording with the Philharmonia on Warner, well, that's a classic. And it's interesting. It's not typical because the second subject, which is usually slower than the first subject, is actually quicker. And he does some things to put his personal stamp on it. But the wonderful thing, of course, is the forward balance of the woodwind section. especially in the finale, and the incredibly moving, because it's unsentimental and direct account of the slow movement, which is in perfect sonata form, by the way, and needs to be played with a certain amount, because there's going to be some repetition in the second half of it, with a certain amount of fluidity, which Klemperer captures just perfectly. So the Symphony No. 6 by Klemperer is just well, it's a classic. It's just a classic recording. Then my non-symphony, the Te Deum, with Karajan from 1976, with the Vienna Singverein and a bunch of soloists and the Berlin Philharmonic and a terrific sounding organ that they got from somewhere. You know, the organ part in the Te Deum is ad-lib, but you really should use it. It sort of doubles the orchestra for the most part, but it provides a weight and sonority and a kind of Gothic grandeur that the piece really needs to have. And Karajan's performance is just stunning. The way the strings, who, speaking of ungrateful string parts, they're going to spend 25 minutes going, ya da da da, 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 ya da. It's so hard to do that and care. But he has them playing with such force. I mean, the music just pushes you back with physical, tactile power from the very opening. And we know Karajan, of course, hated choral works because he hated voices that were competing with his orchestra. But here, I mean, the choral writing is mostly in like unison, and he has them just roaring out like musical instruments, like a choir of trombones. Oh, it's just marvelous. It's absolutely stunning, thrilling. And finally, last but not least, Symphony No. 8, Lauren Maazel with the Berlin Philharmonic on Warner. This is the shocker, because Maazel also did a Bruckner 7th, the same orchestra that was so boring you could kill yourself after listening to it. But his 8th, it's perfect. It's just perfect. It's measured in tempo. It's contrapuntally incredibly transparent and balanced. You've never heard the coda of the finale done as clearly, but also as emphatically. It's just an amazing performance where everything went right. Maazel does nothing weird. He's not his usual reptilian self. I mean, he gets out of the way and just conducts the music as it sits there. And the result is just incredibly monumental and powerful. And you know, it's a shock. It's a shock, but there it is. It's definitely one of the 5 greatest Bruckner recordings. It's just stunning. And so there you have it, all 5 in one handy clump. I'm very interested to hear your choices or to see your clumps, because I know you guys know how to do Bruckner clumps. They're lots of fun to do, and we've talked about this music endlessly, so I know that we're going to get a really, really distinguished collection of performances. I mean, I can think of like 20 and I didn't mention. This was hard, actually, doing 5, just making those choices, and make those choices, folks. No honorable mentions. Just limit yourself to 5. Force it, and you'll see what a fantastic discography evolves as a result. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.